Hey, what's up? It's Paul from Guitar World, and today we're going to be checking out the Cerberus from NUX Effects, a fully integrated effects unit and controller that comes available in a compact fly rig housing. Let's check it out. The Cerberus works in 3 modes: manual mode, preset mode, and edit mode. Right now, I have the Cerberus set up in manual mode to take you through what it can do in all the feature set, and of course all the different effects that are built into this. Starting over here on the left side, we have the delay and reverb section with the toggle for the delay. And as you can see on the left-hand side over here is the delay section. On the right-hand side is the reverb section. So obviously we have a tape delay, an analog delay, and a digital delay on the delay side of it. And you can, of course, set the time, repeats, and level. On the reverb side, we have a spring, plate, and hall reverb. And of course, you have routing on how you want, whether you want the delay to go into the reverb and vice versa. So you have serial and parallel routing. That also works the same for distortion and drive. When I get to it, I'll tell you about that. So you can turn it on and off. What's great is that in manual mode, the reverb is automatically on, but you can turn off the reverb by turning it off by moving the level control to the left. If you want to assign the reverb on to the delay in manual mode, you can by using the control foot switch and assigning the control foot switch as an on-off button for that. And the control foot switch also works to assign other parameters on other effects like the mod, turning it on-off an additional mod, or as a boost, or as a bypass for the distortion and drive. But let's stick to here. That's what you have on this side. And moving over, we have the mod section, which offers 3 different types of stereo chorus. Also, 3 different types of mod effects: a tremolo, a phaser, and a univibe. And of course, the ability to control each. And as I said before, you can turn off the chorus and assign the control foot switch to one of the mod effects as well, turning it on and off. And then moving over here, we also have the distortion circuit, which is a great analog distortion. And there's also the drive section, which is based on a blues breaker sound, also great. And you have the ability to route the signal, series routing or parallel routing or toggle routing, simply by the control set over here. It has its own set of controls, as you can see. And there's also a kill dry for a parallel loop. A kill dry switch for a parallel loop. There's also a cabinet simulator to activate and deactivate the simulation for output 2. And of course, these are all the toggles. You can turn it on or off, or as I said, you can cascade into each other. There's also the control foot switch, as I mentioned before, which you can assign boost or turn the reverb on and off. And then there's also a tap foot switch. And with the tap foot switch, if you hold on to it, press down on it, it puts you into preset mode, where now you can, whatever you make in manual mode or an existing preset, you can turn into your own. Store it into 32 banks with you can save up to 128 presets, which sound fantastic. There's also a built-in tuner as well by simply holding the control foot switch. Looking at the side panel of the Cerberus, you can see there's an incredible amount of flexibility. It has full MIDI implementation. There's also a boost control over here, which offers plus 20 dB of clean boost just by moving the knob over here. But most important about the Cerberus, it allows you to do this 4-wire setup, which is really cool. So you can use an expression pedal, plug your guitar in, along with other effects daisy chained in. The output over here would go directly to your amplifier. Of course, you see there's a ground lift switch over here, USB, and then of course a level switch. And then over here with input and output 1, this would become your send and return into your effects loop. Output 2 over here is your cabinet simulation, which in conjunction with the cab button, you activate it going into a mixer or a PA. And then of course there's the headphone out. So let's take a quick listen as I run through, just so you can hear the delay section. That's my signal. So that sounds really good. And as I said before, I also assigned the control foot switch for reverb. So take a listen. Here it is. Now I can add mod to that, which I believe I have set for phase. You can take a listen to the Univibe sound too as well. And here's the tremolo. And you get the idea. Moving over, here's a distortion. Let me take off the reverb. And then here is finally the drive. Now what you saw in manual mode, of course, with the drive and distortion was a toggle routing, which I basically turned the distortion or the drive on. I can simply route the distortion, the drive going into the distortion, which is really cool right now. So now I have that working together. And of course I can switch it the other way. This is a parallel, and I can go the other way around too. Now I'm going to put the Cerberus in preset mode simply by holding the tap foot switch down, and boom, now I'm in my presets. As I said before, you have now 4 banks to work from, up to 128 presets, and this is where you can also set it into edit mode simply by holding down where you're at, and now you can see I'm in edit mode. I can start messing around with the controls and then save, and now I have my new preset. And just to get out of edit mode, just hit tap again, and I'm back to my preset mode over here. So I'll let you hear some of the presets I came up with, and they sound really great. So let's take a listen. Here's a great lead setting with the drive into the distortion and some echo and reverb. Here's a warm chorus sound with a lot of reverb. Here's a nice warm echo, which I tapped out on the foot switch, and let's take a listen. Here's another high gain setting using some reverb, but this is in a parallel routing where each of the drive and the distortion has its own characteristic. The Cerberus from NUX Effects packs a whole lot of sonic firepower in a small footprint that you can take anywhere as a fly rig. With the most popular time-based modulation and drive effects that allow you to sculpt your tone easily and save them to call up on the fly, the Cerberus is essential for any rig. Definitely check it out.